I guess I'm doing my first story time today, and I wish I had like a juicier story to tell you, like I got arrested or I was almost murdered, but like I don't. My first story time is like I got lost at Disneyland because I'm a dumbass. Hey guys, it's Nimra. Welcome back to my channel. So graduation season is right around the corner, or actually I guess we're already in it because some people have already graduated. But basically today I decided to share with you my grad night story from high school. Hopefully this video goes up on time before you guys go on your grad night, because let me tell you, I really wish I was smarter when I was going to grad night, because I feel like I was so fucking stupid and like I just made the dumbest mistakes. Please don't be dumb like me. Like learn from my mistakes. I'm trying to help you. Anyways, so I graduated in June of 2015. We graduated in the afternoon and our grad night bus left at nighttime. First of all, our school's really cheap, because I thought this is a normal thing, but then I heard like my friends from other high schools tell me how their grad night was, and I was like, wow, my school is cheap as shit. Basically, our grad night was just leave at midnight on Saturday night and then spend the Sunday at Disneyland, and then the midnight of that Sunday we get back on the bus and leave back for home. Whereas other schools, I guess they like let you stay the whole weekend. They leave on like a Friday night, you get a hotel on that Saturday and Sunday, and then you leave on Monday or whatever. We didn't have a hotel room. We slept on the bus. All our stuff was on the bus. We were basically like on a road trip and just happened to stop at Disneyland and then come back, basically. Yeah, so we graduate on the afternoon of Saturday. We get on the bus at midnight, Saturday midnight, to leave for Disneyland, and it's all fine. We get there at about 7 in the morning. Bus ride was fine. I mean, it was a bus ride. What do you really expect from it? It wasn't like the best ride ever, but like it wasn't horrible. I wasn't dying, okay? I was fine. I really only had like 2 close friends in high school, pretty much all of high school. None of my closer friends came on this grad night trip. I'm not really sure why. Like I tried convincing them, but basically they didn't come. I was like, well, I can hang out with people that I'm not as close with, but like people I still talk to. I'm gonna give everybody fake names, okay? So I hung out with this girl, Ashley. We're not like super close, but like we're chill. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang out with Ashley and whoever she hangs out with. So we get to Disneyland in the morning, and me and Ashley break off into like a group of like 4 or 5-ish people. The group that we're in with, like I know the other people, but I don't like talk to the other people. I'm really only close with Ashley in the group. Everybody else is kind of just like, oh, okay, like I've had classes with you, I know you, but like I don't know you know? We got there as soon as the park opened, so like there was no lines for rides. It was empty, so it was all great. We went on Tower of Terror as our first ride, I think. We get on the ride, we have fun, whatever, we get off. I believe the next ride that we go to was like one of the Ferris wheels, and this is where shit started going downhill. We randomly see another one of our high school groups in line for this Ferris wheel, so we're all like, oh, okay, let's all get together, because I guess like the way that the seats were on the Ferris wheel was like 4 seats per, or 4 people per like car thing, so we were all like, okay, let's get together, we can all split up and like, you know, have even numbers of people in each like car. So I ended up splitting from my group, my original group with like Ashley and them, right? So I ended up joining the other group from high school, who at first I was like, I'm not really like comfortable being around them because I don't know them as well as I know Ashley, but then I actually ended up liking this group so much better. So I joined their group and everything's all good. I'm like, hey guys, what's up? You know, whatever, we're on our Ferris wheel doing our thing. Whatever, you doing a Ferris wheel. We were all on the Ferris wheel at the same time, but I guess my original group, they got off first while we were still up in the air or whatever. So they got off, and since like I said, I'm not really close with them, plus I feel like one of them doesn't like me, they all like kind of forgot about me. So they got off the Ferris wheel and go somewhere else. I have no idea where. So now I'm stuck with this other group, and I was like, you know what, like that's not the worst thing ever, but like I really wish, you know, they had waited for me, because that kind of sucks. But I was like, you know what, it's fine. I like the second group so much better. The 5 minutes I had spent with the second group, I talked to that group way more than I did with like the first group that I had spent like an hour or so with. So I was like, you know what, like it's cool, I'll hang out with this group. So I spent the next couple of hours with this group. We had some food, you know, we just hung out. It was all nice and cool, and I was like, you know what, like I really wish I had hung out with these guys in high school. Like we could have been good friends. Either we're switching parks or we're like going across the park or something. Basically we passed like a merch store. If you know me, I love buying merch of any kind. Like I just love shopping. If I see a little shop anywhere, it doesn't matter where we are and how much of a rush we are in, I will stop at the shop to look at stuff. I just have to. Even if I'm not gonna buy anything, like I have to stop and look. We're walking with this group and I decided, I'm like, hey guys, like there's a shop. Is it cool if we like stop for a second and I go in and look? And they're like, yeah, sure. So like I go in the shop. Me and actually one of the other girls in this group, we're gonna call her Jessica. So me and Jessica both like decide to go in the shop and look around for a bit, and I'm like really taking my sweet time. Like Jessica kind of looks around because okay, this is my first time at Disneyland. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but this is my first time going to Disneyland. And everybody else pretty much on this group, I guess for the most part, or at least the people that I was with, had all been there before. So me and Jessica are in the shop. Jessica's been to Disneyland like multiple times. Like she knows the place like the back of her hand. Me and her like looking around, she's kind of like, okay, like I'm gonna go outside. I don't remember if she said I'm gonna wait for you or not, but she was like, I'm gonna be outside. And I'm like, okay, like I'll meet you in a second. Let me just kind of continue looking around and see if I want to buy anything. And then once I realized I've looked through the whole store, I'm like, you know what, like I don't really want anything, whatever. I go outside and I look for her and I'm like, where is Jessica? And there's like, I think like 3 exits to the store. So I'm like, okay, let me go back in and go through one of the other exits. Maybe she's waiting outside one of the other doors. So I like go through like all 3 exits and I'm like, where the fuck is Jessica? Oh my god. So I like start kind of panicking. This is my first time here. It's a really big place and it was during the summer. It was a weekend, so it was starting to crowd up. I don't have anybody's phone number on me, like anybody that I was there with, like nobody. So I'm like, oh my god, where is Jessica? So I leave the store and I kind of start like walking around. I'm like, okay, maybe they're like waiting out here for me, like on a bench or something. They can't be like the first group. They're all nice to me, so like they're gotta be waiting for me somewhere, right? So I'm like looking around. I'm like, maybe they're sitting on a bench or something somewhere, just like chilling. I'm looking and I can't see them. I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh my god, like I don't see them. I don't see them. What do I do? I don't have anybody's phone number. I think I have Ashley's like Facebook. So I go on Facebook and I'm like, please Ashley, open your Facebook, please. And I'm like messaging her. I'm like, hey, like and I try to be real casual about it too. I'm like, yo, like Ashley, where you at? And of course, no reply. She's out here at Disneyland having fun. Plus, who the hell checks her Facebook? If it was a text, she probably would have checked it, but it was a Facebook, and I'm like I really hope she checks. So I sent her like a couple messages. I'm like, Ashley, what's up? Like I can't find y'all because I don't have like Jessica and her groups, like, you know, Facebook and stuff. Or I guess I did. Maybe I messaged them too. I'm not really sure. I start walking. I'm like, maybe I'll see somebody I know, right? So I start walking around the park. I'm not even sure which park I'm in at this point because, you know, there's like 2 of them. There's like Disneyland and then there's the other, like, I don't remember which park we're at. So I'm like kind of walking around. It's a really big place, first of all. It's really crowded. I'm walking, I'm like trying to look and I don't see anybody that I know and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, okay, I'm not about to go on rides by myself. Like my number 1 priority was to find people. I'm walking for like however long and then at least I had my phone on me. I say it like that because you will hear later in the story I am such a dumbass, but I had my phone on me, so I'm like texting my brother. He's at home and I'm just like, hey, like I'm lost, what are you up to, you know, like keep me entertained. I'm like kind of freaking out and I'm lost and whatever. So like me and my brother kind of like talk for a little bit. I think we FaceTime for a little while too, which is weird because we literally never FaceTime. It's just not a thing, but like we FaceTime for a bit and it was cool. And then my phone died. I'm lost and now my phone is dead, so that's great. So I like go to the bathroom and I like start charging my phone and when like the charging things, you know, the plug, but there was a lady cleaning the bathroom. She's like, you can't plug your phone in here. And I'm like, but like I need to charge my phone. She's like, there's outlets by the lamps or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell? So I go outside and I look and I don't see any outlets. I guess there's outlets on the lamps or something. I don't know. There were lamps nearby, yes, but like I didn't see any outlets. So I'm confused as hell and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait for her to like leave the bathroom before I can go and like kind of sneakily charge my phone. But she was like in the area for like a long time, so I just kind of like left. I had like maybe 10% on my phone. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to make the most of this and I'm just gonna go back to looking for people. Eventually, after walking around for maybe like an hour or 2, I find another group from my high school. Thank God. This was a group of like maybe 6-7 people or something, I don't know. And out of all the groups, this is the group of people that I knew the least. Like most of them I had never talked to. One of them I used to be close with, but then we kind of had like a falling out, so it was really awkward just being there with her. And then everybody else I didn't even know, and I was like, hey guys, like I know this is so weird, but like I'm lost. Is it okay if I like tag along with you guys because I've never been here before and I don't have anybody's number, I'm lost, blah blah blah. I kind of explained my situation to them and they're like, yeah, like no big deal, like come join us, whatever. But like it was weird. Like there was a little bit of that awkwardness, like we've never talked to her, why is she kind of with us? But like they weren't mean about it. I'm so glad that they weren't like a rude group. They're all nice, but like there was that little bit of awkwardness of like, why is she here, who is she? But I was like, you know, it's fine, like at least I'm not lost anymore. That's like the most important part, honestly. It was maybe like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. At this point they had already went on like all the rides because like I said, we had got to the park when it opened. I'm assuming they got on like every ride as soon as they could because there was no line. So by the time I got to them, they only had like maybe 2 rides left to go on and they weren't like repeating rides, so I only went on like 1 or 2 rides with them and I was like, well, I've only went on like 3 rides in total today, but that's fine, like ugh. So I hung out with them for the next couple of hours. I think we had food, maybe we went on some rides, and we kind of just like hung out, and it was nice. Cut to later in the day around sunset. You'd think I'd learn from my mistakes, but I didn't. So we're walking across the park to get from point A to point B, and along the way, guess what I see? I see another merch shop. And guess what my dumbass did? I decided to stop and look. I was like, okay, at this point I was like, okay, I've been with these people for like multiple hours. This is the longest group I've like stayed with, so I'm pretty sure that they're not gonna like betray me, they're not gonna leave me. So I'm like, all right, you guys, like we at one point we had already like settled down and kind of like sat somewhere on like a bench or whatever. We were chilling. I was like, hey guys, I saw like a shop like a little bit back there. Is it cool if you guys kind of just sit here and wait while I go look? And they're like, yeah, it's fine, like no big deal. I should have learned, but I didn't. So I went to the shop and I'm like looking for something. So I'm getting stuff, and then I hear like the fireworks show things start. The show started, so I leave the vendor shop thing and I like go watch the fireworks. But also because the fireworks starting, everybody's kind of gathered in like one area around the water, and like the lights are kind of dim, and I'm like, okay, well I should find my group, but like the show's starting and I don't want to miss the show, so I'm just gonna watch the show. Let me mention that at this point I had left all my stuff with that group. I had like some bags in my hand with like some clothes in it. I watched the show and then I went to go find them, and I remember that they were near, like the only thing that I remember about where they were was that we were near this cafe that I now know its name is called Flo's Cafe. I just remember the sign of the cafe. It's like a V with like an 8 on the inside, right? So I remember that they were sitting on a bench near that. And when I left the store to go find them, I was trying to find like that sign. I was like, okay, well this is how I'm gonna find them, right? The V with the 8. So I tried finding where they were, but like Disneyland's so confusing. There's like so many different routes and like paths that you can go down, and it takes you like to a completely different part of the park. So I wasn't sure which one to go to. I went down a couple times and I was like, I know that the store wasn't that far from them. Like I didn't walk that far from them to get to the store, so it was maybe like a 2 or 3 minute walk. So every time I'd walk 2 to 3 minutes in one direction, I'd be like, wait, if they're not here, then I'm going the wrong way, because it didn't take me that long to get here. So I found like a worker at Disneyland worker, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for this like V8 sign thing. And he's like, the what? I'm like, I'm lost, right? So I'm looking for the sign that has like a V with the 8 on the inside of it. Like, do you know where that is? And he's like, I'm sorry, man, what are you talking about? And I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm like, you work here, you should know what I'm talking about. Like, I know I didn't know the name of the place, but come on, a V and an 8, like how obvious is that, right? So he was no help. I think he gave me like a map, and I was like, I still don't know what the hell I'm looking for. So I kind of just like disregard him, and I kind of go walking around looking for them. And like I said, I didn't even have my phone on me, so I couldn't even like try to like call anybody at this point. My phone is dead in my bag that I had gave the group to hold on to while I like ran off to the store. I had like my money on me, but I didn't have anything else, just me and my money. I mean, that's really all you need in life, right? So I'm just like freaking out at this point. I'm like, it's like almost time to go. We're supposed to leave whenever the park closes. I had no idea where to go. I didn't know where they were. It was a hot mess. I don't know how long I walked. I walked for maybe half an hour or something. It was in multiple different directions, back and forth. I'm like, okay, so I've accepted the fact that I'm lost again, and I had my money on me, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Well, at least now I don't have like a group to like hold me back, I guess. I ended up going to another shop to go buy like more stuff and like look at more stuff, but the park started closing and people are like leaving, so I was like, I'm not really sure where to go. I just followed the general crowd, whatever direction they were going, and I was following behind them, and I was like, I really hope I end up finding where our bus is parked, because if I don't, are they gonna leave me behind? I really, like, with the events that had happened in that day with all my groups leaving me, I didn't doubt that my bus would have left me behind. Like, I really wouldn't have. We get to like the parking lot or something, and I have to find another security guard or whatever to help me find where the buses are parked. I'm like, hey, I'm lost. I'm trying to find my bus. Like, I came with my school. Do you know where the parking lot is? The parking lot had a name or like a letter or something. We were like in parking lot F or whatever, right? So I was like, hey, I'm looking for like parking lot F, can you help me? And thank God this person, like at first they were like, we don't know what you're talking about, and I was like, does anybody here know what the hell they're doing? And after explaining a little bit more, he like understood what I was talking about, and he sent me the right direction, thank God. So I finally found our like buses parked. Like, I recognized our buses. There was a couple of them, and I was like, oh my God, thank the Lord. People from my school were slowly like meeting up there because we were supposed to meet up outside the buses before, like, you know, they let us in and we went home, whatever. I saw all of my groups there, like all 3 of the groups I'd been with that day. First of all, I met up with group number 3 because I was like, hey guys, like, you have my stuff. They're like, what the hell, did you like ditch us? And I was like,
do you think I would ditch you? Like, you guys had all my stuff, you had my phone, my clothes, like, do you think I did that on purpose?
but they're like, well, we just thought maybe you like went and switched groups again since you've been doing that all day. And I was like, excuse me? Do you think I wanted to switch groups all day? If I could, I would have stayed with one group. Like, my goal was not to switch from people to people. I'm not a group hopper. I'm not a group slut. I don't go from group to group, okay? I mean, they weren't like mad or anything, but I was like, no, like, I was not trying to ditch you guys. So I finally got my stuff from them, and I like confronted my other groups that day too. I was like, hey, like, where'd you guys go? I was, you know, in the store and you guys kind of just left me. I didn't really say anything to the first group because the first group I didn't really care about, I guess. Jessica's group, I was like, hey, like, I was shopping, where'd you guys go? And they were like, we were waiting for you outside. And I was like, what? Bitch, what? Are you serious? Because I looked for you and I couldn't find you, and I waited for so long, and I was like looking and you guys went there. They were like, yeah, no, we were waiting for you. And I was like, shit, okay, clearly not long enough.
That's what she said.
So yeah, I'm traumatized. I don't think I ever want to go back. Basically, moral of the story is save people's numbers, buy a fucking portable charger, don't get distracted by fucking like vendors. It's I get distracted by shops and stuff so easily. I don't know why I want to spend my money. I don't have that much money to spend, yet I want to spend it all at the same time. I don't know why. Anyways, that was my Disneyland story. If you're going on grad night soon, please follow my advice and don't fuck up like me. Yeah, make the most out of your grad night. Try not to get lost, of course, but like also talk to the people that you're there with, because it is your last day that you're all gonna be together. And I remember going into it, I was like, thank God, like, I don't ever want to see these people again. But like the people that I hung out with on the last day, like, everybody else, fuck everybody else, but like the people that I hung out with on the last day, I was like, you know what, like, I'm kind of gonna miss you guys. And I didn't even think that was possible because I don't even know you guys like that, but like I low-key miss them now. I'm like, that was kind of fun. Anyways, that's it for me. Let me know if you guys want to see any other story times. I don't think I necessarily have any like juicy story times, like Tana Mojo kind of story times.
He fucked me with a toothbrush.
But like, I got some stories, you know. If you like the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe because I'm such a YouTuber. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay. Earlier in the day when I was shopping for this merch, I really wanted these ear things because I always see people on YouTube with them. I'm like, they're kind of cute. Like, all like the beauty gurus wear them basically. So I was like, I kind of want some too. And also, like, I wanted something to like remember Disneyland by, whatever, aside from that tragic memory. The girl I was there shopping with, like from group A, used to kind of be a bitch to me. She had this like cute hat. It was like the hat version of this. It was a baseball cap with the ears on it, and I was like, hey, that's cute, like, where'd you pick that up from? Because I didn't see it, I just saw like these. But she was like, I'm not gonna tell you, don't copy me. Bitch, shut the hell up.